On April 26, 2026, Zhao Jinmai appeared at Hangzhou Airport, and unwittingly, he sparked a wave of speculation far greater than any ordinary trip. He arrived in a low-key manner. A white hat partially covered his face, a black mask obscured his expression, and sunglasses distanced him from the outside world. His beige jacket was simple, yet still exuded a distinctive air of elegance. In his hand, a blue bag hung lightly, as if carrying no weight, even though the public's attention was completely focused on him. Fans were already waiting. They stood behind the perimeter, some holding small gifts, cute dolls, even letters that might contain words they would never have the chance to say in person. As Zhao Jinmai approached, the atmosphere became both warm and tense, like a meeting between dream and reality. Some tried to call his name, their voices mixing with the incessant clicking of cameras. But Zhao Jinmai continued walking calmly. He didn't pause for long, didn't make any excessive movements. Only the occasional slight nod, enough to make fans' hearts flutter. The security around him seemed even tighter than usual. Several officers escorted her from both sides, ensuring her safe passage. Outside, a black van was waiting, the engine revving, as if ready to take away more than just an actress. And this is where things started to feel different, because what truly intrigued the public wasn't how she was dressed or how she made her way through the crowd, nor was it the small gift she received, but one simple thing: her destination, Guangzhou. The city had suddenly become the center of attention, not because of a major event announced, nor because of a new project officially publicized. Instead, it was because there was no explanation at all. In the entertainment world, ambiguity often makes more noise than major announcements. And another name began to emerge in the same whispers: Song Weilong. Rumors of their relationship were nothing new. For months, perhaps even longer, netizens had been debating small interactions, coincidences, and fragments of moments that felt too right to be coincidence. But this time, the timing felt suspicious. Why now? Why Guangzhou? Some fans began connecting the previously scattered. Some recalled Song Weilong's schedule, which was reportedly in the same city. Others noted how Zhao Jinmai's trip seemed too sudden to be a simple business trip. Social media exploded. Within hours, airport photos were circulating. Every detail was analyzed, from her dress style, her gait, to the barely perceptible expression behind her mask. Even the way she held her bag was scrutinized. Was she nervous? Or was she simply too calm? Speculation continued, wild and uncontrolled. Some believed this was simply a coincidence magnified by the public imagination. A major actress like Zhao Jinmai would surely have many professional reasons for traveling. Filming, photo shoots, or work meetings all made sense. But others weren't convinced. Because in the world of celebrity, coincidences are often too perfect to be mere coincidences. And the longer there was no clarification, the more curiosity grew. Was this just a normal trip that happened to happen at the wrong time? Or was it the opposite? A carefully planned meeting, far from official scrutiny, but unable to be completely hidden? Zhao Jinmai said nothing. Song Weilong also remained silent. And perhaps that is precisely the power of the story. Because sometimes, what is left unsaid resonates more than anything that can be explained. The silence from both sides only made this story even more vivid in the public mind. Every second without clarification felt like fuel for the growing curiosity. Netizens began digging deeper, tracing digital traces, comparing timelines, even noticing small details that might have previously been overlooked. Some loyal fans tried to dampen the speculation. They believed that Zhao Jinmai was a professional, always focused on her career. In their view, this trip was simply part of a work routine that happened to occur amidst a storm of rumors. However, that belief was slowly being tested by the growing tide of opinion. On the other hand, there were also those who felt this was a moment too perfect to ignore. Two big names, two different cities, and a time that seemed connected. This culmination felt like puzzle pieces slowly forming a bigger picture, even if it wasn't entirely clear yet. Thoughts of possible secret meetings began to fill online discussions. A simple dinner, a conversation off camera, or even just a brief encounter in a private place. All these scenarios felt so real to those following the developments. But behind all the speculation, there was one thing that was often forgotten: personal lives. Amidst the relentless spotlight, the line between public and private became increasingly blurred. Every step, every journey, even every silence could be interpreted as something bigger than it actually was. Zhao Jinmai himself was known for being quite private. He rarely shared his personal life with the public, preferring to let his work do the talking. This attitude made his every move more mysterious, and indirectly, more interesting to discuss. The same was true of Song Weilong. He wasn't the type to often provide lengthy clarifications to circulating rumors. Silence often raises more questions than answers, leaving the public to fill in the blanks with assumptions. And perhaps, amidst all this, what happened was actually much simpler than imagined. There might have been no secret meeting, no hidden story, just two individuals whose schedules coincided. But in a world brimming with curiosity, simplicity often feels unsatisfying. Ultimately, the story remains suspended between fact and imagination. There's no confirmation, no denial, just fragments of moments that the public continues to replay. And as long as the mystery remains unsolved, one thing is certain: attention to Zhao Jinmai and her possible relationship with Song Weilong won't subside anytime soon. As time passes, public attention doesn't wane. In fact, it only intensifies, with new, equally surprising theories emerging. Every old post is resurfaced, every small past interaction reanalyzed, as if there's a hidden clue that's been overlooked. The online world has become a collective investigative space that never truly sleeps. Some fans have begun to piece together their own timelines. They compared work schedules, filming locations, and even Zhao Jinmai's possible travel routes. All of this was done with one goal in mind: finding answers to questions that had never been directly answered. Amidst all this, there were also voices reminding us that not everything needs to be explained. That mystery, to some extent, is part of the allure of a public figure. Unwittingly, this uncertainty actually made Zhao Jinmai's name even more frequently discussed, increasingly relevant amidst the rapidly changing flow of information. However, the pressure of the public spotlight was certainly no small matter. Behind the calm she displayed at the airport, there could be an unseen burden. Being the center of attention meant being open to interpretation, even when there was no real intention behind a simple action. Remarkably, not a single move seemed out of place. There were no suspicious gestures, no contradictory statements. Precisely because everything seemed normal, the story became even more difficult to fathom. It was as if the truth lurked in the most ordinary of places. Meanwhile, time passed without bringing any definitive answers. There were no photos together, no official confirmation, and no solid evidence to truly tie together all the speculation. Yet, strangely, it's precisely this lack of evidence that keeps this story alive. And perhaps, therein lies its true allure. A story that's never truly revealed, but also never completely gone. As long as Zhao Jinmai and Song Weilong remain silent, the public will continue to ask questions, and this mystery will remain one of the most intriguing, unsolved stories.